And now I am delighted to introduce you to the first Baker Artist Award winner. He's Brent Crothers, a passionate sculptor who finds tension and beauty in contrasting materials. Here's a profile of this artist.
Originally, I came out of my father's plumbing business. I started taking a part-time class at the community college. And one night, I remember I was doing a figurative sculptor class. I found myself working till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get up and, go to my carpentry job in the morning. And I'm like, and then I started stepping back and saying, wow, isn't that how time just disappeared because you were really in it? I think originally I was an environmentalist, a creative environmentalist, and so I just started, really looking at the architecture of the forest and the relationships of fallen trees. There's this history in the wood as I'm chiseling away, and it's like getting down to what I call like the spirit or the essence of the tree. It's still wood, but now it's charred. It's broken down to its kind of a rawer element, or on the way. It's being sped up on the breaking down. It transforms. There's something about copper that's very warm and almost like a feminine energy. And I feel that the wood is a little bit more male energy. I love that when they're working together. And then there's other times where you'll see these materials that I saw a pile of old garden hoses and I threw them in my truck, and I was like, I don't know if there's any real ancient thing in those, but it's almost like you're maybe a theater director. You're choosing this person's personality, but I'm choosing this type of a material and this type of material, and I'm putting them together. I have a general concept of where I'm going, but then as I'm working with these characters, in this play, it doesn't always come out, and I could just say, no, we got to stick right to the line, or you can say, whoa, that's even better than I thought. I didn't even think about that. All of a sudden, it starts to come alive. It starts to have a presence separate from all the tactical stuff I've been doing to it. It starts to like, okay, it starts to hum. There's like a vibration or something that starts to happen. 90% of the work I have has this human relationship, to scale, to figure. There has to be a physicality to the work. So that's why when I had more of the serious health issues, it was hard because I was always used to being so physical. Climb up in trees and I can drag things in, but when you're barely able to get off the couch, and if it's all your energy just to walk up here. So I started coming up with ideas of little increments. If I could solder 2 or 3 keys in one day, man, I was flying. I feel great that day, And as the egg forms evolved from the fact that once I realized I'd gotten over the hump and, I wasn't gonna be gone, I was gonna be here, that it was like almost a rebirth. You can't separate art, politics, humanitarian, environmental. None of that stuff can be separated. It's all one big thing. What I've learned is trust myself and trust that even though it doesn't always make sense, it's not always the right way, I think it's what I'm here to do.
Brent, congratulations to you. It is so obvious that you are passionate about your work.
Yes, I am, yeah.
Can you imagine ever doing anything else except art?
Not at this point, no. No, not at this point in my life, no.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a moment of truth. When you entered the competition this year, did you think you were going to win? Tell the truth.
Probably not, but I just tried to put my best foot forward,
It was a good foot you put forward there. So now you've won this really wonderful prize. What is it going to mean to you in your art and your career?
Well, initially the finances were going to be nice because I have a large piece I've been working on for a couple of years, and I want to finish that piece. Be able to pay my studio assistant and to have the time to just really lock in on that. And I'm hoping to take more time to be with people more too, because I tend to be a little bit of a recluse so this will allow me to be out a little bit more because I won't have to be so concerned.
Well, I hope you're not going to be out so much that you don't keep doing this incredible art.
No, that's not what I had planned, that's for sure.
Well, again, I want to congratulate you, and I think it's been thrilling for all of us to get a look at your work, and we look forward to the work that you're going to be doing in the future.
Oh, thank you.